Hi everybody, it is April and I am in my craft room and it is pretty much a mess right now. However, I have rearranged my craft room and my what I call the annex. So I thought, you know what, let's clean it up and let's do a tour. So now it's clean. Alright, so through the magic of editing, it is now straightened up. So I'm going to take you off the stand and show you my room. This is the entryway into my room. And prior to now, that was in the center of my room. And it felt kind of cramped around all the edges. I'm not sure if I prefer it this way, but this is the way it's going to stay for a while because my husband moved it for me and it's not going back anywhere anytime soon. So if you walk into my room, I now have kind of a sewing station area, and this is actually the back of my sewing machine. My intention is to put some sewing machine or serger on that desk, but right now we use it for my granddaughter's desk when she's here during the day for school. And then there's my pegboard. I rearranged that a little, but nothing crazy. Go back down, sorry. Hopefully I will not make you sick. This is where my maker and my silhouette sit permanently now. Prior to this, I would get them off a shelf and put them in about the same spot, but this way they're out all the time. I have my personal PC and then I've got work. So this is where I'm working right now because I'm working from home. And then here is my sewing machine. So I've kind of turned around, and if I go all the way around, then you can see the entrance into my annex. But we're going to go back for a minute. So the shelf that used to be my daughter's shoe shelf now has multiple machines on it, just not the maker and the silhouette. And I've organized bits and pieces, cords, telephone accessories, all that kind of stuff. And then here is a 4-cube unit with some cubes. Actually, most of those are empty. And an Annex cart. So if we just keep rotating, again, that's where we started. That hasn't changed. That's the same as it was before. And then it's, got a multitude of things on it. I may have moved some drawers and stuff to make things more easily accessible because I put one of those tables with the sides that fold down, and you can fold them out one side, both sides, and make a big cutting table. So that is where I've been sewing. I pull out the long part of that table and I sew. I have way too many chairs in here. I'm trying to figure out which one's the most comfortable for which function. That hasn't changed either. Now I did use these white plastic baskets. I had a different type of basket in my center table, which is no longer my center table. Part of my thought process in doing this was I had my machine on the center table and it was fine for light sewing, but with all the sewing I've been doing recently, my back kind of started hurting because I was standing in order to sew. So I thought, that one end of the table wasn't being used anyway, so why not bump it up against a wall and then give me more space out here. Again, not sure that I love it, but it is what it is. This has stamps and dies that are organized by who made them. I've got a TV. And then over here, I've got my embroidery machine that I have yet to use. Shameful, I know. And then the Annex cart that was around this place before. Not exactly here, but close. And then I've got my cubes that hold up my table. And a command hook holding up a lone ruler because I put my other rulers on it and it fell. And here are my sentiment stamps just sitting on the table. And then I've got some stamps up there that I'm not real sure why they're there. Wish I could tell you. Then I've got my sandals that my mother-in-law gave me, different adhesives, and coming over here I've got some vinyl in one of the IKEA units. And the new addition to my room, and you're looking at the back of it, is my serger. Very excited. So we'll walk over there. Alright, so this is my serger. It's very easy to thread. I'm very, very pleased. And I have made quite a few masks using it. And let me see. So here I've serged everything except for putting the elastic on. So I'll put the elastic on last. And it's not just UK. I have U of L too. Never fear. Alrighty, so here is where most of the change happened, and that is in my sewing annex. That's what I call it. And this is the entrance from my craft room into the annex, as I so fondly call it. And there you see a giant pegboard wall. And my husband was kind enough to help me put that up. Actually, he pretty much put it up. I just kind of helped him. And I had cubes in front of that wall, or along that wall before. So what I did was I moved the cubes, put up the pegboard, and that gave me more room around my frame. Because I have all this room behind my frame and around my frame now, it makes it a lot easier to do my quilting. And this is an end view. And if I walk over, you can see that I moved my cubes here. And my husband kindly hung some wood grain fabric, which makes it look like there's a wall, giving it a really clean look. Because again, I'm in an unfinished basement. I don't want to feel obligated to clean my basement. So I'm moving around, and then here is my heat press, and I put a little shade behind it just again to give it kind of a clean look. There's still stuff behind there and stuff to the side, but that's okay. And then I'll finish walking around my frame, and there's my wall of Jetmax cubes, which I've added some things. I did one of the cubes, I moved to this spot. This actually came out of my craft room, and I put it there. And then, as you can see, there is the entrance to my craft room and my lovely furnace. I hope you enjoyed my craft room do-over. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed this video enough that you would like to see more content on my channel, please subscribe and share with your friends. Have a great day. Bye.